up, y'all? What up, y'all? What's going on? Ooh, oh, mama. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let a few people get up in here. You new here, be true here. Hit the like button, hit the subscription button. On our way to 20,000 subscribers, man. It's a marathon, it ain't a race. Get there when you get there, as long as you finish. Oh, my boy Sonny Packs. I ain't seen my boy. Happy New Year, bro. One of my first original subscribers. That's my brother, man. Oh, Sonny Packs, how you been, bro? Oh, what up? Pittsburgh pulled up. What's going on, y'all? Said the headset is making noise. I was trying to make it clear, be the audio be static. Y'all don't know what's up. That's why I use the headphones. But y'all said it's making noise. That's better. You good now? I don't know. Like when my audio be playing back, it be like humming sound. I don't know. If somebody know how to get rid of that, I don't know. I got a good phone. I don't know. Everybody else that go live, I don't really see too many people shit that be having that problem. But you know, hopefully, you know, my mics come in tomorrow, so hopefully that'll be better when my wireless mics come in and stuff like that. Yeah, they start shortening. Yeah, salute, salute. I want to talk to y'all tonight, man. Yeah, develop the fam. Shout out to develop. I ain't seen develop in more than 10 years. It's got to be like 15 years since I seen develop. I ain't seen develop since the Bergen Field studio days, 378 South Washington. Same on, you been tuned in. That's what's up, man. How's the family? How's the little ones? I've been chilling, Sonny. It's been year starting off good. You know what I'm saying? I want to just, if y'all reading the captions, like be grateful because it could be much worse, man. Let me tell y'all something. I went to the studio last night. I let a few more people come in. And that's the thing about YouTube, man. When you got nonsense going on, I had 1,000 people in here. When you, probably the notifications is going out late. But YouTube only thrive off of drama, man. And I'm glad I went through what I went through last week, a week ago on YouTube, because it just showed me that I gotta fight more and more to put the positive impact back on YouTube, because If you ain't doing nothing controversial or going at somebody's throat or dissing somebody, people don't want to see it. People love confusion. People love we in a messed up world to where people just love to see drama. Salute. But like I was in a studio and somebody said something. We was talking about the music business and the trials and tribulations you got to go through. And this guy I haven't seen in years, he was just giving me my flowers, right? And one of my bros, Skibo, was with me last night. He was like, he seemed emotional about it, cause it'd be like, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of people give me my flowers, but when you've been in a place of darkness and you've been in a place of feeling unappreciated, you don't know how to take a compliment. You don't know how to accept your flowers. That's why I tell niggas I got my own garden. You know what I'm saying? I grow whatever plants I like. And we was talking and one of the things that stuck out the whole conversation that he was that the guy was talking to, he said, yo, a man with no shoes complains until he see a man with no feet. And that sat on me like the whole 2 hours I was there. They was talking, they was playing music, but that's all I remember out the whole conversation as he was like, a man with no shoes complain until he see a man with no feet. And I was just like, with that being said, you just gotta be grateful of whatever situation you have, whether it's good or bad. And if it is in a bad, you can work your way out of it. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta be grateful, man. You gotta be grateful for what you got. And to the average, it might be harder to receive as an average person. You know what I'm saying? By telling y'all that, it's easier than said than done. Excuse me, but you really gotta be appreciative of what you got. You know what I'm saying? Because it can be much worse. You cannot have nothing. You know what I'm saying? You cannot have nothing. You can be down on your ass not with nothing. And it's even harder when you don't have allies, friendships, or resources. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the algorithm is something serious, bro. It's certain. It's definitely serious. How do I feel about the Max B and Joel situation? I don't think it was a situation. I think it's something that I think it came from a good place. You know what I'm saying? I think it came from a good place. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Max B for having two successful sold out nights at the Brooklyn Paramount. Man, I didn't get to go to any of the shows, but I watched them on YouTube, and he did his thing, man. I haven't seen a reception like this in a long time. It just goes to show you that what's for you is for you, and nobody can stop what God got in store for you. For real, I don't care what the situation is. God, nobody cannot stop what God has in store for you. Elizabeth, the Martinez, what's going on? Where you from, Elizabeth? I'm starting to have more female subscribers, and if you ain't subscribed, Elizabeth, subscribe. You come here to get good content. Um, I promote POS over here, positive internet energy serve, and these be in-depth conversations. I answer, whatever y'all pretty much ask me. You know what I'm saying? But I come here to give y'all positive outlook. But like I said, the Max B and Joel situation, I think it came from a good place. I am wanting to show Joel's love, but I just don't think Joel's is in that space right now. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he would have did it or wouldn't have did it. I just don't think Els is in that space right now. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever listened to any of the Diplomatic? From time to time, I go listen back because sometimes I be on a nostalgic vibe. You know what I'm saying? I be on a nostalgic vibe. I go listen back to the old catalog of the Purple City and the Dips. That was that was a moment for us. That's why seeing the way things are going, I can imagine how the fans really feel, or you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a fan of us as well as an artist, but for a person to just be 100% fan of what we brung forth for the last 20 something years and to see it go the way it's going right now, I think it's a big disappointment to the fans, you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about being a fan. When you're a diehard fan, the person that you're a fan of can let you down by disappointing, by not setting the expectations high enough or low enough, or just not filling the expectations of the artists that they grew up with. We got to understand as artists that people, we become the soundtracks of people's lives. I know for a fact people like Nas, Mobb Deep, Biggie, Cool G Rap, LL, Mary J. Blige, Luther Vandross, Michael Jackson, uh, and the list goes on, just to name a few. That was the soundtrack of my life. I remember where I was when these songs was being played and heard, and how it made me feel and stuff like that. And the music nowadays, not saying it's not good, it just don't make me feel good. Like, I just recorded a song with a new artist on the rise. He from Brooklyn. His name is BMO, and Dave East over the Outstanding beat. And it just like the it just the way that beat make us to make you feel when you hear it. It's like the first time you hear it, and it's like I played the song for my mom's, and she was like, "Yo, that joint is hard," and I knew the why she was feeling it, because it was a Gap Band song by the Gap Band, Outstanding, but our our spin on it was just so dope to where it made her feel like it was the original record, and that's what music is. Music is feelings. That's what music is supposed to be, your feelings and memories. That's why people play certain songs at weddings and birthdays, and you know what I'm saying. It's like OJ's Family Reunion song is gonna always live on forever. I Always Love My Mama by the Intruders. All those type of songs is gonna live forever because they're meaningful. We gotta start making meaningful, purpose music for a purpose again. Like even when Stevie Wonder did the King Holiday Happy Birthday, everybody gonna always play that song. We got to start making more relatable music that's gonna sustain the test of time, because stuff is not lasting. And like nowadays, eras is like weeks and months now. Eras used to be a year at least. You know what I'm saying? That's the era, 5 year era of this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I went to PS92. Who this? Who that? How did I meet Young Thug? I met Young Thug in Atlanta when I was working with BBOD. You ever wrote for Jewels? No, I never wrote for Jewels. No, I'm not mad at Shice. I'm not mad at nobody. I'm at a good space right now. Would you work with Zip with the Drip? Yeah, I would work with Zip with the Drip. I like Zip with the Drip, despite his views on a couple of things. You know what I'm saying? Like I respect people's opinion if I agree with it or not. It's a difference if you going. It's a big difference between agreeing with something, respecting something. You know what I'm saying? I might not agree, but I respect everybody's point of view. Everybody has an opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's where I think, as people that create content, we gotta respect people's views. NJ all day. Can you see me through the phone? Now I can't see you at all. Am I back? Can y'all hear me? At the bakery. I had this hat for a few years now. Okay. Shout out from Buffalo, New York. What's going on, XYZ? I don't know the verity of finesse two times contract. I heard you and J.R. Ryder had problems back in the day. We never really had problems. We had disagreements. You know what I'm saying? And the disagreements came through being competitive, man. The music business, even if you're down with a crew, can be competitive, man. Everybody's want that number one spot. Everybody wants to be him. You know what I'm saying? And there's no wrong. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as you keep it um, cordial. As long as you keep it cordial and respectful. I don't think being competitive with your, your crew members is bad, but sometimes it can be very toxic depending on the energy that's coming from the being competitive. You know what I'm saying? Some people be overly competitive. Some people be uh, just just above the fair line when it comes to being competitive. Some people take being competitive in a malicious way, in a nasty disposition, and then it goes from being competitive to actually being disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I try to stay out that. You know what I'm saying? I try to stay out that. But me and Jr. We settled our differences like grown men. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, there's nothing wrong with being competitive, man. As long as it don't get disrespectful and outrage. It's hard to say who's the hottest in NYC right now. It's very hard to say. I'll say this: um, it's not one person that got it. It's a variety of a bunch of artists that got their wave. Like Cash Cobain and Bass Swag, they got their wave. A lot of people. It's a lot of people that's gearing up. I should say. It's been quiet in the music business. It's been quiet. YouTube has been taking over the music business. Podcasts and stuff like that has been taking over the music business. You can't say, yo, back in the day, you used to be like, yo, Jay-Z got it, yo, the Locks got it. You can't say who got it right now because the music ain't resonating. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, it's guys that got their own wave, but now I ain't gonna say who got it in New York. Nobody ain't got it in New York. Everybody just doing them. Griselda Max being French. What you think of J Mills doing? What I think J Mills is doing. He's rapping on a high elite level right now. What J Mills doing is groundbreaking. He's turning battle rap back into actually rapping. You know what I'm saying? He's taking the skill set from battle rap and actually putting it in song form, which we haven't seen in a long time. and he's doing it in a short time span, like, which is amazing to me. To come up with the stuff that he's coming up with in such a short time is amazing, and I take my hat off to him. Shout out to Jay Mills. He got a wave going on right now. You know what I'm saying? He's on the winning end. He's been on the winning end for the last month and a half, since like Thanksgiving, like 2 months. Like he's been on a wave, like since like November. Is we pushing to February, so you know what I'm saying? And I know it's very profitable to his page. You know, he got a subscription up. That's why whoever in here ain't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. It's free. You don't have to pay for nothing. Hit the like button. It don't cost you nothing. I'm trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. I'm trying to keep bringing y'all better and better content. Some people ask for the Cash App. I never put my Cash App, but if you gonna donate to the channel, my Cash App is $XORIBEAR, which is Zori Bear, which is my daughter's nickname. So if y'all want to donate to the page, that's cool. But I never ask for that. Just hit the like button and subscribe. And I'm gonna have some pies, t-shirts coming, some hoodies, some trucker hats, some skellies. I got a lot of stuff promoting the brand coming real soon. Pie sweatsuits is fire. They gonna be crazy. I probably wear one tomorrow or Friday on live. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I mean. I'd rather come here and sell y'all product and music and you know, have great Q&A with y'all, because that's what's missing from YouTube. It's YouTube is so overfilled with the politics and the controversy and the disrespect that you can't come and actually get some informative information to apply to your lifestyle or actually win out here. You come over here and get free game. I give out free game every day. Y'all sending the subscriptions up and stuff like that, that's my repayment. You know what I'm saying? Do you do reactions? Sometimes. I like let's get to the point where like the energy on the internet be redundant. So I try to bring a different vibe. I try to bring, you know, a good positive outlook. But some people say this is not YouTube is not the platform for positive outlook. I think it's wrong. I think you can switch the narrative on what type of content and substance that people want to absorb when it comes to being an influencer or a content creator. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I come here to give y'all a perspective of on my endeavors and my knowledge on hip hop, music, fashion, stuff like that. The algorithm is about pushing the algorithm. Yeah, it's about, and if you and if you're not pushing a certain narrative in the algorithm, you're not gonna win. But that's why I come to YouTube, for the people that actually want to come here to see me and interact with me. Like I wish I could have interact or had a Q&A or with Big Daddy Kane or Nas or something, or just for them to read one of my questions or something and them hopefully answer it. You know what I'm saying? What we got going on, we got to take advantage of it, because you don't know how long it's going to last. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to take advantage and be informative at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's some people that have very profitable pages and very profitable information. And you go to those channels too, you know, hit the like button and subscribe buttons on those too. Shout out to Harlem Legend, you know what I'm saying? He put me onto a lot of game, and you know what I'm saying? I won't disclose the things that we have conversations about, but it's a lot of informative things that I can apply to my channel and, you know, to also win. All the materials coming, bro. I got you. How you feel about the Dave East freestyle on Squatters? Everybody did they thing, but Fab killed everybody. But like I said, I just did some work with Dave East for his for the Love mixtape. You know what I'm saying? It's a good vibe. His for the Love 2, it's nostalgic. Go get number one. If you ain't familiar with the For the Love series he be doing for Valentine's Day, go get in tune. The first one is classic. I helped co-A&R that one, but this one I actually performed on, you know what I'm saying? Caught me a good verse, you know what I'm saying? It'll be out on Valentine's Day, you know what I'm saying? I think he put like 12 tracks on there, all nostalgic beats. He got like the boy East is bad. Like he don't get the respect that he deserved neither. And East is one of the dopest lyricists from New York. One of the most consistent, that has one of the most consistent. He's an artist that I've been around that has one of the most consistent work ethics. Like that boy can record 4 or 5 songs a session. You know what I'm saying? I remember being with him for a month straight and he just recorded songs. Like the boy has hard drives full of shit. You know what I'm saying? I met Fab yesterday. That's dope. Casa, you doing good, champ. I enjoy the content you put out because you're the dopest, bro. Always. I appreciate that. Steven, what's up, bro? Run for your life, fire. I appreciate that. Run for your life like 22 years old. There's 62 people in here, man, tonight. If I was talking about Goofy TV, it'll be a million people in here. That's the crazy thing about how you gotta chase the algorithm. But yo, for the 62 people that's actually in here, can y'all hit the like button? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be here for the next 30 minutes, another 30. How's your relationship with Mano? Me and Mano have a cool relationship. Me and Mano always been cool. Me and Mano relationship started years back when he used to come visit Jay Mills when Jay Mills used to live on the east side of Harlem. Like Jay Mills' house was like no lie, was like a gathering place where a lot of underground rappers met. I met a lot of underground rappers at Mills' house. Vado, um, Mano, Enes, met a like Mills used to like I used to go to Mills' house, smoke out, watch him record. Like Mills was one of the first rappers that I watched record a whole mixtape in his bedroom. Like Mills been on his editing and stuff like that. You wouldn't know, but it's more prevalent nowadays. But back then, Mills would record whole mixtapes, features. He would get a feature, be like, "Yo, come with me to the crib. I got a feature real quick." You know what I'm saying? And one thing about rap, if you got a fan base and people respect what you do, you always gonna be able to make some type of money in this. You know what I'm saying? The rap game will change your life, and if you're fortunate to change your life in this, use it as a catapult to do other things besides music. You know what I'm saying? Merch is very prevalent nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people go right into the merch. Fashion is gonna always sell, and nothing goes out of style. Keep your pieces. Keep them in the closet. You met before, Tyrell, my friend. What's going on? You know my little brother. That's what's going on. Run from Your Life is like one of the first songs I did. Um, One of the first songs I did when I moved to Chicago, produced by Bugs the Beats. Like I work with so many producers that's so successful now, and that's the beauty of it, getting to see people that you work with when we were. I won't say nobody's well. I say when we wasn't established and we was just on a come up, to actually seeing now that they established artists with Grammys and platinum plaques and touring and made a bunch of money and living great. That's the beauty about the music industry when you come in the music business and you actually get to see the people win. When you get one, I love to see people win. I've never been a person like damn my ear ringing. I've never been a person to be mad at somebody because it was their turn. I always cheered that shit. I always saluted when anytime somebody from my neighborhood made it. Harlem is a prevalent place where a lot of rough diamonds and roses growing out the concrete are developed, and like I ain't gonna even just say Harlem. The world is, but it's a lot of successful people from Harlem that's like pushing the culture in the game, from the ASAP Rockies to the Tianas. You know what I'm saying? You know, some successful people that came out of Harlem. 1519 Film Purple City. Yeah, what's going on? Karma is a bitch. Yeah, 151st is definitely a legendary block, man. Growing up on the hill was like going to school because being from the hill is the resource. It's like, especially my block, Biggie. Or if you go, if, I want y'all, if y'all got a hard copy of the Ready to Die album or the Life After Death album, on the back, you'll see Biggie shout out my block, 151st. Shout out to 151st, Mommy and Poppy for the Heart and White. My block was a very known block for narcotics in the 80s and 90s. So if you wanted to jump off the porch into that, you wasn't very far from it. Like, I remember, like, I grew up in a I grew up in this building 558, and it was owned by a black family, Mr. and Mrs. Green. They was like the black, I'll say they was like the black Archie and Eda from All in the Family. They used to have they twin chairs. Like, they was the coolest. I remember one Christmas they bought me a Goodyear racing car that actually took gas and remote control cars, smoking tires, all I remember. And I forgot the name of their dog. I forgot the name of their dog, but they had a big German Shepherd, and it was like the, I think the dog died first, and then Mrs. Green died, and then Mrs. Green. They actually found Mrs. Green in the crib. I remember the day they found her body in the house. At this time, I used to go to my grandmother's house on the weekend. This is before I moved up there. And I just remember my grandmother screaming, and they found her laying like by the door. And I remember I went in halfway in the door. I was probably about 5 or 6 years old. And I looked and I seen her body laying on the floor. It's like she was like halfway laying out the bathroom. Like, those, like, certain, like, until like, if you really tap in to your memory, you'll start remembering things that you ain't even think about in so long. And those is one of the moments that I've stored in my brain, never forgot, but just remember it as I'm telling y'all. Like, rest in peace to Mr. and Mrs. Green. They used to own the building. My building, still to this day, has a very narrow hallway. The hallway is about this narrow, literally, skinny hallway. Down, they changed the apartments around because um, I went in there a few years back and they was reconstructing the building. I went to be nosy to see how what they was building. I, if I ain't know where stuff was at, I wouldn't even know the apartment that I lived in. Harlem breed legends. Harlem was a lot. Used to building. Here's 153. My pop still was. Mm-hmm. My cousin Hove, Uncle D. Nice. Okay, y'all family. All right, that's what I'm talking about. I know Hove since we used to call him Heavy D back in the days. Well, D Nice, that was my OG. See, 51st. Like 51st was one of the blocks was like that was one of them blocks where like your mother like your mother grew up there, you grew up there, so like you like everybody's like family because it'd be like two, three generations of people that done lived. Like your grandmother once lived there, she probably passed away. You inherit the apartment, stuff. You know how it go on. People inherit the crib, and 51st was one of those blocks was that was like family. You know what I'm saying? We used to play in the backyard, play in the backyard back in the days. Used to make go-karts, used to make our own basketball court with the crates, have our own for when we couldn't play in the battlegrounds and run fulls. We'd get one of the basements in the back and make a full court with the crates, be dunking all day, makeshift jails, playing cops and robbers on the bikes, all that type of stuff. Like I can't lie, I had a great childhood. I can't say I didn't have a good childhood. I didn't have everything I wanted, but I wasn't really deprived of anything like as far as luxury and like having video games and sneakers. I didn't have the abundance of things, but the things that I have for, that's why I say you got to be grateful. A man with no shoes complain until you see a man with no feet. And that's what I want y'all to understand when y'all come here. A man will complain that has no shoes, but until he see a man that has no feet. And I repeat it. A man complains with no shoes, but until he see a man with no feet. And that's what you gotta be grateful for. You gotta be grateful. You gotta be great. You gotta be grateful for the things that you have. And if you want more, strive for more, work for more, go hard for it. You know what I'm saying? Make it be worth it. You know what I'm saying? Yep, Miss Dot, God bless her soul. Miss Becky, Miss Dot, Syracuse in the building. Yeah, but yeah, you gotta show gratitude because like people like Miss Dot and Miss Becky and they used to put the Christmas lights up on the block and used to look forward for the holidays and the block parties and they used to throw the bus rides. That's when they used to have the block association with Miss Brown. They used to have the cheese bus and we used to go to Sebago Beach, the makeshift beach upstate. And you know what I'm saying? Like then in the Play Street, we always had a Play Street because I'm from the block of the Dirty 30, so we always had Play Street doing an effect that our block is actually on a precinct block, you know what I'm saying? So, we always had fun, you know what I'm saying? Played checkers, played basketball, you know what I'm saying? Ran up and down the block with skateboards, bike, played in the backyard, you know what I'm saying? And then it became, the Play Streets was good for us when we got older, especially when we was out there doing our 1-2, you know what I'm saying? Like, Play Street gave us a free like a free pass to get money. You know what I'm saying? I won't get so deep into it, but those was the days. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I come from a block that was. You know what I'm saying? You had you had your gripes and your back and forths sometimes, but that's just regular block stuff. You know what I'm saying? Regular block ish. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so why you got my block? 151st block parties was lit. Yeah, that's a fact. You'll never get like I went up there this summer and that's the first block party I've been on 51st in like 20 years and I got to see a lot of faces, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people passed away. It's sad. A lot of people passed away. Um and a lot of people got older. The ones I was appreciative to see the ones that actually still around and stuck around. Like you gotta be from the hill to understand 151st. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the midst of writing a play, a one-man play called 151st, 558 West 151st. And it was inspired by watching a one-man play by the guy that played Sonny from Bronx Town. I watched I watched this I watched him do the Bronx Tale by himself on stage on on a documentary. Really, you know, and it inspired me to start writing my one man play when I'm gonna act out characters or something. Cause 151st in the 80s and 90s when I came up was probably one of the best neighborhoods you can come from. I seen a lot, I learned a lot. I don't think I could be the person I am today without being from 151st. I got it tatted on my hand. You know what I'm saying? I got it tatted on my arm. You know what I'm saying? I love that block. You know what I'm saying? I never claimed any other block, and I'm from 3 blocks. I'm from 150, 141st and 8th. I'm from 135th between 7th and 8th, and I'm from 151st. But I've never claimed no other block but that block. You know what I'm saying? To where I'm talking about to where I tatted it on me. I'm 25. I was born in 2000. Wow. Yeah, 151st was a fun block. I watched this podcast. Yeah, Chaz. Yeah, Chaz. Planetary. Yep. Yep, I watched it. Yeah, I chop it up with Cam from time to time. Hit them likes. Yeah, man. Yeah, Chaz invited to the barbecue. He definitely, yeah. Like, yo, his stand up, like, right after I watched the stand up, the one man show, I watched Bronx Tale again. And it's adjustments, because you know the movie got to be more theatrical, but for the most part, that man sat up there and did the whole Bronx Tale one man. He did Young Kadoja, he did Coffee Cake, he did Whispers, he did he did Lorenzo, he did Sonny, he did The Well, he was everybody, and it was just like for him to able to actually get that movie shot with De Niro was is classic in itself. But the backstory line of how the movie was created and is semi autobiographical is kind of dope. You know what I'm saying? But I want to be like the first person. Now, and I know I'm not really the first person to do it because everybody work, especially when you writing plays it's autobiographical. But I don't want to have no friction in it. I want everything to be real. I want everything that I'm telling you and when you visualize it, you visualize it like how I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to add nothing to make it more intriguing than what it is. My story was a movie. Like growing up on 51st, growing up on the hill in the 80s and 90s, seeing when the drug trade moved from crack and all that. Yo, man, listen, the way of life was different. I lived through the riots, Washington Heights, all that. Got crazy. Yeah, on 51st. Oh, your pops D Shama, okay. That's my boy D Smooth. Cousin Gerald, your Uncle Lonnie and all that. Yeah. That's the boys. I grew up with them guys. Been here 44 minutes. He was draft picks, yeah. That was Jewel's and Malik. Yeah, they was draft pick. But 51st was definitely known for his block parties. Rest in peace to Grand Shocker, my cousin Aaron, brother. He used to be the DJ for the block parties. He passed away a few years back, man. It was like, yo, the saddest part about life, right, is realizing that you're gonna leave before some of your loved ones. And not saying that, like, you gotta find inner strength to keep going on when somebody's significant. A lot of my peoples be losing their moms and stuff like that, and I'm just so grateful to still have my moms. But I know that one day we all gonna leave here. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta, like I said, you gotta be thankful. You gotta be thankful for the people you still got left, cause it's like as I talk about old memories of growing up on my block, as I'm thinking about, it's a lot of people that's not here. Like my man Champel. My man Champel was a funny dude. Let me tell y'all a story. A few weeks back, like just before I say Thanksgiving, my man, my man Jamel, shout out to my man Jamel. My man Jamel posted a picture, right? And it was 5 people in the picture. It was him, my man Shawan, God bless his soul, my homegirl Crystal, God bless her soul, my man Mel, and my man TC. And out of the picture, my man Jamel is the only one left out of all 5 people in the picture. And he posted the picture, and like I immediately started to tear up because those was friends of mine that I grew up. We all sat on this stoop, 502 West 151st. That's the last building on the right hand side going down the block towards Amsterdam. And we used to stand on the stoop. Me, Shawan, Joe, Joe Rich, Kev Black, my man Kilroy. Like we like I was from down the block on 558, but I used to go chill with my best friend Mark. He lived in 511. That was directly across the street from 502. We are stoop kids. So coming up on that block, like we used to play basketball in the flower pot. Like they used to have like a little gated flower pot, but they ain't used to put no flowers in it, but we used it for, for basketball. You know what I'm saying? Back then. And when he posted the picture, like everybody in the picture was gone except for him. And it was like the crazy thing, we lost those people like the last couple, like 5, 6 years, like since like the pandemic, we've been losing like TC might have been like the first one to go, and then I think Shawan went, then Crystal, like yeah, man. And like I said, I went to a block party, and it was bittersweet because the people that that you would have seen at the block party wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? You know what? We would have been we would have all been standing on that stoop for old time's sake and just kicking it. And it wasn't nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was grateful for the people that I did get to see. You know what I'm saying? Because it brought back memories. Like coming up when you coming up on the block and you get older at this age, like I'm 46, be 47 in June. When you come up from this age, right, and you ain't been incarcerated, locked out, never been incarcerated, right, and you get to see all your time, and you get to remember the great times you had in your childhood. Those are the type of things that you live for, that you want your child to actually get to experience. But due to the fact that things have changed through gentrification, that you're never going to be able to actually experience a real old-fashioned Harlem block party where everybody's dancing, everybody's drinking, everybody's eating, everybody got on a good fit. We used to go get outfits just to go to for the block party. Like everybody made sure they had. I don't give. damn if you ain't even have an outfit on Easter. Her 51st block parties, you made sure you had you a fit. Man, I don't care. I don't even, you made, and if you ain't have a fit, you made sure if you just had sneakers that you bought 2 weeks ago, you made sure them joints looked brand new. You got the toothbrush, you got, that's how it used to be. And like a lot of stuff, like due to the fact of gentrification, it takes a lot of things from the community that actually bonded unity that was like the uh the gate for unity, which was the block association. People don't even have block associations no more. They don't have funds no more to where they throwing free lunches for the kids or bus rides and stuff like that. On my block, like I said, I was fortunate to come up in that time. And like I said, I went to the block party this past summer, and I got to see a lot of faces that I've been seeing since I was a child. I mean, 4 or 5 years old, and getting to see people older, you know what I'm saying, getting to meet their kids and stuff like that, and just looking at kids running up and down these same streets I used to run up and down. And it was like a bittersweet, but like I said, you got to be grateful, man. A man that has no shoe, that complains that has no shoes until you see a man that has no feet. And that's what you gotta understand in life. It's like you gotta be grateful for the time that you granted here. Life is more precious than anything. Time is more precious than anything. And when you die, your memory's gone. What you encountered on this work and on this life is gone. All the vacations, all the friendships, all the good nights, all the good days, all the paychecks, all the money, everything will make you don't is nothing. You will not remember nothing. Everything's gone in the wind. So cherish these moments. You got to cherish these moments because when you go, they all gone. I'm just sitting here thinking about all the Miami trips I went on with my friends. Thinking about all of the things I encountered since I was young, that far as I can remember. And once you're deceased, all that memory, everything is gone. It's like it was never here. But that's why you got to be grateful. Um, you got to be grateful for the time that you here that God has granted here for you. I remember like I remember one time it was like 92 or 93, and my best friend Mark, he was going away for the summer, and I was all sad and shit about the crying shit because I was my best boy, and his mom surprised me with a trip for the whole summer to Tampa, Florida. Well, like a town outside of Tampa called Brandon. She had the condo, she had the pool, they had the workout room. Like me and Mark was lifting weights at a young age back then. Workout room, swimming pool, ducks in the pond. Like that was my actually probably like my first time as like a teenager, like 13 years old, going to getting on a plane. I remember like yesterday, we left New York because this how they fake me out. They fake me out by letting me spend the night. Me not knowing my bags is packed, I got new clothes or none of that, right? Check how my mom's and my godmom's Val, my friend, my best friend Mark mom's did, right? So they faked me out, right? They got me thinking that's my last time I'm gonna see Mark for a long time because he's supposed to go to school in Florida now, but he's leaving for the summer, right? So they let me spend the night at the crib. The night before we go to the airport, dropping you at the airport. So we drop him off at the airport. I give my bro a hug. I'm like, yo, I love you, bro. You forever gonna be my best friend. You know what I'm saying? He teared up and all that. I don't even think he knew I was coming to Florida. So they took out a suitcase, whatever, gave him. I got in the car. I was just mad sad. I remember that song. That song. whatchamacallit was playing. I know stop it. I know stop. That's it was playing in my godmother's Subaru. She had the white Subaru with the matter of fact, did she have the Subaru at the time? She might have had one of her Explorers, but I think it was the Subaru. And we at the airport and they got his bags out and then they pulled another suitcase and he's like, yo, Mom, whose suitcase is that? And she's like, that's Tony's suitcase. And I'm like, my suitcase? She's like, yeah, you coming with you going with us. And I'm just like, oh. And I will never forget the date. It was July 4th. And we get on the plane. We got breakfast on the plane and all that. And I got the air raids. I had the uh, the African American heritage pride Kente cloth air raids on, yellow shirts, yellow. I can never forget. I had the black and white colorful air raids on with the African print, a pair of yellow sweatshorts, like goldish yellow sweatshorts, and a purple uh, polo shirt with like red and something with like to match the sneakers or whatever. And I'm on a plane and I'm like, oh snap. I'm getting on a plane, we get there, we land. His mom's goes go buy us mad fireworks. When I tell you, yo, this tent for fireworks was like 10 blocks long. It was like a long tent. And she was like, get whatever y'all want. Back then, me and Mark, we just used to like Roman candles, skyrockets, jumping jacks, colorful stuff, worms and all that. So we had probably like 6, 7 big bags of fireworks. Went to went to like some secluded place and just lit mad fireworks. Then we get back, we get to the crib. She got the dope condo, 2-bedroom condo with 2 balconies, one overlooking the pool, one overlooking like the front of the complex. Fire, pool out back pond, and Val used to work for Wells Fargo. Like Val always had a good job. She worked at Wells Fargo back then. I didn't even know what the hell Wells Fargo. She used to come on with mad money and different coins to show us and stuff because she worked at a bank. So it was this guy. I think he was discharged from the army or left. I think he finished his tour. His name was Justin, and she used to have. We used to when she go to work. She used to leave us in the house and watch his little sister Binky, Brianna, but we called her Binky. And all we used to do was cook turkey, bacon, and eggs, or cereal, or whatever, turkey and cheese, or whatever we wanted to eat. Order food, pizza, or whatever we wanted. We were spoiled kids. Mad movies. This is the first time I ever seen uh, the Mac, Superfly, all that. Like Val had all the movies. Purple Rain. Me and Mark would just sit there and watch all those movies we ain't supposed to watch. But we was get like he was like Mark was like 12, I was 13. So we would just sit there and watch movies until she come home. But she used to have this kid named Justin come check on us every once in a while. Sometimes she'd drop Brianna at the babysitter, like a pre-K school. So me and Mark used to be with Justin at his crib. He got mad porno magazines. I'm just telling you, he just exposing us to shit he ain't supposed to be exposing to 13 and 12-year-old kids from Harlem. So we used to go chill with Justin, and Justin had roommates, and they used to have these BB guns that you pump. And yo, I remember one day we was with Justin, and no lie, we might have pumped this. We might have pumped this BB gun like 500 times until it was so air compressed you couldn't pump it no more. And we aimed at one of the ducks in the pond through the scope and hit it. Pow! With the BB gun. We thought we missed it. All of a sudden, you just start seeing the duck shaking all that. We just like, oh, yo, yo. We just like, yo, there's no way we just killed the duck in the pond, right? So We kills the duck in the pond. So we like, yo, I'm thinking, I'm from Harlem. I'm like, yo, bro, if they find out, if somebody seen us shoot that duck, we gonna get in trouble. Y'all gonna get kicked out. Your moms, yo, my man Mark like, word. I was like, yo, they was like, what we gonna do? We was like, yo, we gotta go get that duck. They was like, what you mean? I said, yo, we gotta go get the duck out the water. So they was like, yo, my man, what are you talking about? I said, yo, that joint, look at that duck. That joint is starting to float towards the surface. We get a broom or something with a long stick, pull that joint in, get that joint, get rid of that joint. That's exactly what we did. Got the joint, we damn near fell in the pond, all that craziness, right? So instead of getting rid of the duck, this army jawhead, stupid, I don't know if he alive, but I hope you alive somewhere, Justin. I wish, yo, bro, if you ever see this, bro, and remember who I am, my man Justin, bro, this kid gets a pair of old clippers and starts shaving the duck, yo. My nigga, see where he shot it at. I'm like, yo, bro, what's wrong with me? My man Mark was like, yo, this guy's gone. This guy's gone. This guy's gone. We was like, yo, this guy's sick. No lie. No lie. We was in Brandon. We was in a complex called, and y'all Google it. Like, this is the things that I want y'all to Google. Just go on y'all Google and and type in Brandon Cove. Branden Cove. Cove. It's the place where we stayed at when we was in when we lived there. I know the complex is still there. It's called Brandon Cove. And the overseer of the whole complex, her name was Bobby. I think she was like, now that I'm thinking back, I think Bobby was like down with the I think Bobby was gay back then. By me knowing her disposition, nothing wrong with gays. I got gays in my family. Don't flag. I'm just telling you. Now that I'm thinking back, I think she was gay, but she was the coolest. She used to throw movie day in the pool house for all the local kids that lived in the complex. And me and Mark was like the only black kids that used to go sit. We used to be watching. She used to have all the tapes of um um where in the world is Condi San Diego? She used to have all those Goosebump books, Carmen San Diego uh videos. Um, what else used to have? Used to have us watching. Um, the Garbage Pail Kids movies. She used to have it all like Bobby. She was the cool. She was a short white girl with like a bob. Like she used to have hair like Justin Bieber. Her name was Bobby, and she was the coolest. She was the coolest person we met. That summer, right? The first time that I ever experienced racism. You been here an hour. We gonna word, right? Right? We used to watch Carmen San Diego and all that. That used to be my joint. I'm getting goosebumps as I'm watching this joint. Shake my head, freaking goosebumps. Yeah, we used to watch all that, right? So she used to have movie night. She used to order mad pizza, all this stuff, mad sodas, chips, cookies, whatever. And we used to sit right in like the uh the TV area of the lounge of the pool house. So all the kids would be there, and like, this is Florida. We two kids from Harlem, you know what I'm saying? And you know us, we from the block, and we feel like we being bullied or something. So we'll get back to the story. So we all sitting there. So it just to be these two white kids that used to always just say things to me and Mark. So We used to be like, ignoring them. Like we used to a lot of the kids, Josh um and Christian and all those kids and Paulette and remember these kids' name and and Carl and them. It used to be a lot of white. I'm trying to remember the names and stuff that used to be there, and it used to be a lot of them cool. They used to be like, yo, don't pay they no mind. They always try to bully everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? He said, I wish my brother was here, man. He went away to school because they wouldn't have been doing that. So we used to never pay them no mind. But every time we either came to the pool or played basketball or anything or roll our skateboards, they used to always say something to us, right? So one day we was in a pool and they used to have, me and Mark used to be playing the volleyball in the pool. They used to have the volleyball net in the pool. We used to be playing the volleyball net in the pool under the water with the goggles on, playing all day. And they used to be asking us stuff like, yo, y'all like watermelon? We'd be like, well, what is it? And then we started to catch on. One of the girls was like, yo, y'all, why y'all doing that to them? They ain't not bothering anybody. I think her name was um, Trisha or something like that. It was Trisha. They was twins. Trisha and Tristan. It was two twins. They was like, why y'all bother them? They cool, man. They cool. Why y'all bother them? It's like we don't like them. We don't like them. Why they in our swimming pool? Why these such and such these black? They just said something mad derogatory, right? So we chilling. We tell Val like, yo, they being racist. They saying things. They was like, don't pay him. She told Bobby. Bobby's like, I'm gonna talk to their parents. This, that, and third. Bobby talked to their parents, but they still want to bother us, right? So one day we chilling outside in front of the right where it say Brandon Cove. We standing outside right in front of the complex, and we playing. I think we playing like tag or something with the kids, and the kids came and bothered us again. All I know is I punch one in the face, and Mark need one of them niggas, and they growing. This nigga nuts must have went in his stomach, cause that nigga was laid on the ground after we finished beating these niggas up. And we went in the house. We was looking off the balcony. It might have 2 hours might have passed. That nigga still was laid on the ground crying. Like, yo, bro, that's the first time I experienced racism. But Mark Mom's Val, she used to make sure like we used to go to the like back in the days. I don't know, like guys my y'all. It's people here my age, so y'all know guys my age. When we was young, we used to like the hats called a game. It used to be the hats with the circle with the teams. It was called a game, and we used to like starter hats. So she used to always take us to the mall every time she got paid on the weekends. We'd go get starter hats, graphic tees, like little short sets, socks. We like the shell toes back then. They used to have the dope color shell toe. I remember we had the all white with the Carolina blue striped shell toes and the green. And we used to like shell toes back then, wearing with no socks or with footy socks. We was bringing our little Harlem swag back then in the early 90s to Florida. We used to go to this place called Malibu Grand Prix, and that's where you go kart racing. We used to always have Justin get Val give us money and have Justin like once we went there we fell in love. We wanted to go to that shit every day. We couldn't go every day, but for the most part we was going to that joint every other day. And that's the first time I had Checkers fast food. And in Florida, in Tampa, they had these things at Checker called apple nuggets. They look like chicken nuggets, but they filled with apples, like cinnamon apples, like little apple pies, like apple nuggets. Fire. We used to get that with the vanilla shake. Put the apple nuggets in the vanilla shake, and yo, fire. We used to do that like faithfully. Like we learned how to cook. Like me and my boy, like Val had us like little grown men. We used to watch his sister. We used to get me and Mark. We used to have fist fights. Yo, man. Oh man, the fights me and my boy used to get into, bro. Oh man, but be right back kicking it like it was nothing. Like, man, I love you. I'm like that's the first friend I told. We used to tell we loved each other back then. Like that shit just became like a thing to tell your friends you love. We used to say like, cause he was like my brother. I remember on Christmas I broke his Jordan jammer on Christmas. Like I got some stories with my boy Mark, but when we was in Florida that summer, his mom, his uh, what's this guy name? He had a box head. Me and Mark used to snap on him. It was Val boyfriend. I forgot his name would come to me, but his family had a mean house with a deep ass swimming pool and all tight. Yo, they had a dope crib, and he took us out there one weekend to go swimming and all that. Like right after, I remember that day because we went to go see that movie, Mo Money, but with Damon Wayans and Marlon Wayans. We went and seen that out there, and we seen, I think, we seen that movie, and don't quote me on it, but I believe we also seen um last last action hero was Schwarzenegger out there too. Cause that used to be our thing. Me and Mark used to go to movies, but I definitely remember going to see Mo Money out there. Jimbo's. They had Malibu and Oakland, no cap. Now that's a fact. Malibu Grand Prix. But yeah, but now that's a fact though. Like Val, she used to take us like Val used to take us to like the ground round and like McDonald's that and Wendy's and shit. Like niggas used to like back in the day when people used to be happy to get that type of shit. Val looked like we'd get that. We get that any day. Val used to take us to 5-star restaurants, beefsteak Charlie's, Red Lobster, Ground Round, Fuddruckers, the Sizzler. It used to be this spot in the Bronx called Hooper's Choice. Y'all do the research. It used to be called Hooper's Choice. It was like a 50s, 60s diner. Like it used to be. Well, the restaurant was uh like Happy Days. Girls come on skates to your table, um, to order your to take to ask you for your order your food. They got on the skirts with the puppy dogs on them. They got the black and white Urkel shoes on. Like it was a themed restaurant. We used to go to Jekyll and Hyde, stuff like that. But the Cooper's Choice, every um every booth in the restaurant was like 50s Cadillac cars. Like me and Mark, we used to always like to sit in the pink Cadillac joint. They used to have a turquoise, white, red joint, but we used to always like to sit in the pink Cadillac joint. And that was a restaurant called Hooper's Choice. Do your research, I'm telling you. Like when you come here, you'll learn stuff and be like, oh, he wasn't capped. Like I'm telling you, but like she used to take us like Fuddruckers, Ground Round, Sizzler, um, Beefsteak Charlie, um, what was the other restaurant? Bennigan's. We used to go to all that when we was young. Like, and McDonald's was like snack stuff. We was like, man, listen, I used to have birthday parties at McDonald's. We used to go to what's that joint? Jackson Hole. Jackson Hole burgers is tameable now, but back then them joints used to be like this. No lie, big ass burgers, yo, bro. Yo, my nigga, you used to have to eat that shit with a fork, bro, like a meal, my nigga. You couldn't eat no whole burger like that from Jackson Hole back in the day. But that's the era I'm from, bro. Like I was fortunate not to ever go to prison. And I got to see I was born in 79, so I got to see all the 80s, all the 90s, all the 2000s, up to now. I ain't miss a day out on, like, minus a few days for bullpen therapy. I've been arrested, but I've never been in prison. I've never been to Rikers Island, never been up north, never been on trial, never been in front of a judge pleading for my life. Everything was misdemeanors, weed, trespassing, stuff like that, ball breaker stuff. Never nothing real critical, and knock on wood. But yeah, yeah, man, Mark's my best friend. Me and him did a lot. Ain't nobody have more GI Joes than Mark. Mark had all the GI Joes. I was more He-Man, but I had a lot of GI Joes. But he had everything, all the weapons. He never lost his weapons. He always had the vehicles, the compounds and all that. I used to have Castle of Grayskull and stuff like that, but he used to have stuff. Mark used to have the Dukes of Hazzard car, the Knight Rider go kart. Like Mark was fortunate because he was the only child at that time. Then his sister came years later, but Mark used to have the Dukes of Hazzard car and the Knight Rider car, go kart joint. Word in his crib. Word, my boy Mark was that nigga. He used to have everything. Like I ain't gonna front. It was a time where where when Mark used to grow out all his Nautica, that's all his moms used to buy was Brook Brothers and Nautica and Gap. When that shit got too small for him, they come down that block with duffel bags of Nautica, and I'm going to school like, yo, I'm like, oh snap, shit with tags on it, like, so I was on. So like they used to like Val. I remember she on Easter. We wanted to look like the drug dealers, and my nigga, I asked for a Sergio Tacchini sweatsuit. I mean, windbreaker sweatsuit. My mom's could not afford that year. That joint was like $400. It was like some change. I remember it was like, and I seen Biggie with the same joint on. Uh, it was like Pepsi blue, neon green, and silver checkerboard joint. And I wanted that joint so bad with the E-Tonics. Yo, my nigga. Val came down that block with that bag and gave it to me and said, don't look into that bag until you get upstairs. And I almost pissed on myself when I seen that tag hanging out that bag. I was like, I know she ain't do it. And I went and got some Andre Agassi neon green full Nike joints, bro, to go with them joints. I killed it that Easter. I found a windbreaker material hat that matched that joint perfect. It wasn't even sorry, but it just matched the fit perfect. That blue with that killed it. I think I still got that picture somewhere. But those was the days, man. That's when Easter, when they had the carnivals and the Jacob Javits car show and all that. We used to do all that when we was little kids. But now, man, I come from that era. But we been here for an hour, man. Thanks for y'all tuning in, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscription. Everybody that tuned in, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, be grateful for what you got. A man to complain that has no shoes until you see a man with no feet. You get what I'm saying? So be grateful. Be grateful. Stay prayed up. You know what I'm saying? I'm always going to bring y'all positive internet energy, even though it don't like the algorithm don't don't like positivity, man. You gotta have a little spice in your life, but I'm gonna make this work over here. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna keep doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Thanks for y'all tuning in, man. Till next time. I'll probably go live in 2 more days. You know what I'm saying? I don't be wanting to oversaturate it because there don't really be a lot to talk about, and I don't like to talk about the same topics everybody else talking about. Like I said, I come here to do this for the people that actually come to vibe with me. You know what I'm saying? But until next time, everybody have a safe and blessed week. Prosper, prosperous. Remember, stay grateful, man, because things could be much worse. And like I said, a man that has no, a man complains with no shoes, but until you see a man that has no feet. One love.